Shows.
You already know what time it is.
Over.
Hey, let's go get some food or something.
All right, no doubt. Bet anywhere you want, but listen, I need to...
Since taking over creative control of WWE, Triple H has made some bold, crowd-pleasing decisions, pushing talents like Bron Breakker, Jey Uso, and Dominik Mysterio into new, exciting roles. But for every success story, there's a superstar lost in the shuffle, drifting in creative limbo while their potential quietly fades. Whether it's a former world champion being overlooked or a red-hot fan favorite stuck in forgettable feuds, some careers are being tragically underutilized. In this video, we're breaking down 10 WWE superstars that Triple H is currently wasting, talents who deserve better, bigger, and more meaningful moments on the main roster. Austin Theory, from Money in the Bank to mid-card drift. Austin Theory once stood as the embodiment of future superstardom. Under Vince McMahon, Theory was a blazing comet, holding the prestigious Money in the Bank briefcase, radiating confidence, and commanding real heat from the crowd every week. His heel work was electric. The boos and jeers roared like thunder, creating a palpable tension in arenas. But everything unraveled the moment Vince stepped away. Roman Reigns' chilling promo about Vince's absence marked the turning point, and Theory's ascent took a sharp nosedive. Instead of capitalizing on Theory's momentum, Triple H booked him to fail miserably at cashing in on the United States Championship, a brutal sight for fans who had invested in his rise. Even his WrestleMania victory over John Cena, instead of cementing him as a main eventer, felt hollow and empty, with Cena's promo doing more harm than good to Theory's credibility. Drew McIntyre. From pandemic, hero to mid-card limbo, Drew McIntyre's WWE journey has been a roller coaster. Under Vince McMahon, he was the pandemic-era champion, the battle-hardened warrior carrying the company through unprecedented times. His gritty performances and raw intensity made him a fan favorite and a credible main eventer. Yet, since Vince's departure, Drew's career has felt stuck in a frustrating holding pattern. Feuds come and go, rarely escalating to anything meaningful or championship-worthy. Despite delivering what many called the feud of the year against CM Punk in 2024, 2025 hasn't been kind. Instead of being featured in marquee matches at WrestleMania 41, he was shoved into a lackluster bout with Damian Priest, hardly the spotlight a former two-time WWE champion deserves. LA Knight, the most overlooked superstar. LA Knight's case is perhaps the most frustrating of all. For years, he's been one of the most organically over superstars on the roster, lighting up arenas with his charisma and electric presence every week. His promos hit home, and the crowd reaction is nothing short of explosive. Fans have pleaded for him to finally win the Money in the Bank briefcase, a victory many see as long overdue. Yet, Triple H has inexplicably overlooked him twice. Despite brief, forgettable United States Championship reigns, LA Knight's talent shines brighter than ever, proving he's a rare gem. Finn Balor. From champion to afterthought. Finn Balor's current trajectory is a tragedy. After resigning last year, a move many believed would reignite his main roster career, he's instead become a shadow of his former self. A quick look at his recent televised matches tells a grim story. 3 wins to 19 losses in his last 22 outings. This is the same Finn who once made history as the first-ever undisputed Universal Champion, a man with undeniable world title potential. At 45, he moves like a man in his prime, with agility and intensity that belie his age. Yet, trapped in Judgment Day with minimal meaningful storylines, Balor's star is fading fast. Karrion Kross, lost momentum and forgotten potential. Karrion Kross was once billed as WWE's next big monster, a terrifying force destined for superstardom. Upon his initial call-up, the buzz was enormous. Then, in a baffling creative decision, WWE slapped a bizarre helmet on him, stripped away his Scarlet character, and crushed his momentum in a matter of seconds. After being released and later re-signed by Triple H, hopes were high for a resurrection. Yet, 3 years on, Kross remains largely invisible. Rarely seen on TV, his potential seems squandered. For a while, it even felt like WWE forgot he existed. Randy Orton, the legend adrift. Randy Orton, a 14-time world champion and one of WWE's greatest, seems lost in limbo. Despite high-profile matches against Gunther and John Cena, he hasn't held a world title since 2020. 5 long years for a legend of his caliber. WrestleMania 41 was a low point, with Orton squashed by Joe Hendry in a forgettable match. Originally slated to face Kevin Owens before injury, WWE seemingly had no better plan for their veteran. Off TV for months, Randy drifts like a part-timer with no clear direction. Triple H appears unsure what to do with the Viper. If it were up to me, Orton would be central to WWE's biggest storylines, not an afterthought. Ludwig Kaiser vanished from the spotlight. Ludwig Kaiser once looked poised for stardom. With the charisma, look, and skill to be a breakout star, Triple H seemed to be building him up as Imperium's shining light. Fans were ready for his rise. Then, abruptly, Imperium imploded without explanation. Rumors swirled about off-screen drama, possibly involving Giovanni Vici and Kaiser's real-life girlfriend, Tiffany Stratton. Whatever the cause, Ludwig's momentum evaporated. From future star to forgotten mid-carder, his career feels stalled. The only recent mention? Charlotte Flair joking about him sliding into her DMs, an odd reminder of how far off track things have gone. Johnny Gargano, forgotten talent. Johnny Gargano's story is heartbreaking. A standout in NXT, hailed as a future world champion, his main roster push fizzled. After being released, he revived hopes in AEW, only to see the same pattern: sky-high expectations, but little follow-through. Returning to WWE under Triple H's booking brought hope, which was quickly dashed after a brief spotlight. Now, Gargano drifts in obscurity, a wasted talent who deserves so much more. Solo Sikoa, from Bloodline star to afterthought. Solo Sikoa seemed destined for greatness. After WrestleMania 40, he took over the Bloodline faction, ousting Jimmy Uso and bringing in Tama Tonga. The pieces were in place for Solo to become a main event fixture. But just a year later, he was missing from WrestleMania 41 altogether. A baffling omission considering his pivotal role in 2024. For someone who held the keys to the Bloodline's future, his rapid decline is shocking. Triple H needs to rectify this quickly before Solo's peak slips away entirely. Carmelo Hayes, struggling to find his place. Finally, Carmelo Hayes has struggled to carve out a meaningful spot on the main roster. A year in, and outside of a brief run with Andrade, there's little to show for his talent and promise. Meanwhile, Bron Breakker, a former NXT rival, thrives on Raw, with high-profile storylines involving Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, clearly a top priority for Triple H. Carmelo remains stuck in an unremarkable ongoing feud with The Miz. Without a major breakthrough soon, he risks becoming yet another NXT star who never truly breaks out.